yes, there's these observations. You have to realize that observations aren't always, like eyewitness reports, aren't always the best. Like any crime scene person will understand this, right? That people have trouble remembering of specifics of crime scenes, right? And sometimes the circumstantial evidence is a lot stronger than the eyewitness reports. Right? We like to think that what we see and what we say as our report is so much more important, but we deceive ourselves quite easily. I've had the experience myself. I was involved in an armed robbery of a bank when I was a teenager, and I was in the bank, and this guy just comes up to the teller right next to me, like 3 feet away from me, and pulls out a gun and asks for all the money. It was totally cliche. It's like right out of a movie. I mean, it's like this person had watched too many movies of bank robberies, and he was doing it according to the script. And so I'm there, and I turn and I look right at this person, right? And I watched the entire scene play out. I'm kind of frozen. They're talking to the teller, and the teller is giving them money, and she's kind of like telling me to move to the side because the bank robber didn't actually say anything to me. It didn't. I mean, just like sure, I'm standing right next to you, but I'm not. He's totally focused on the teller, and I'm staring right at him, although mostly at his gun. And I do remember details about the actual gun itself, but I do not have a picture in my mind of that particular individual to this day. And I didn't have a picture in my mind a day after this occurred, because I went to a sketch artist, right? I did, because he got away, and I was a witness, and I did the whole sketch artist thing where they were going to try to draw what this person looked like. I didn't know whether they wore pants or shorts. I didn't know whether they had long sleeves on. I didn't know. I couldn't even remember if he had a mask on. I knew I had experienced an event. I was an eyewitness, but my testimony was worth diddly squat. I was completely useless to them. The bank robber wasn't very intelligent, got caught like a few days later in some bizarre way. But point being, that's like, we witness things and we have terrible memories, and we replace those fake, we replace the actual memory with things that we think were probably true. And I know that I constructed an image of what this person looked like because I kept trying to remember, right? I knew that I had seen a bank robber, and then I'm sure I just filled in the bank robber imagery because it was so Hollywood-like, the incident. I'm sure I just filled it in. I filled in my mental image of what this person was like and looked like with a Hollywood image. Right? Despite my own eyes staring at this person, it wasn't just like a little glance, right? I'm like, there you are, and I'm just like looking at you, and it's 30 seconds of me just undivided attention looking at this incident, and yet I just couldn't remember any details at all about the situation. But I think some people would be convinced. I was embarrassed by the whole thing, totally embarrassed. I think some people see things, and then their minds quickly replace the actual image with something else, right? And that becomes reality to them, and they're completely convinced that that's what they've seen. The mind plays a lot of games and a lot of tricks with us.